Good morning, students. Now, in this practical session, we will start our next practical. That is, practical number 15 is program to implement pointer to derived class. Okay. The concept of derived classes in C++ specifies hierarchical relationship between various objects and expresses the commonality between them. The properties common to different classes are placed at the top of the hierarchy, which becomes the base class, and all other classes are derived from its the base class. Okay. The pointers in a C++ can be used with the objects of the base classes or derived classes. In C++, we can use the pointer with the object of either base classes or the derived classes. The pointer to objects of a base class are type compatible with the pointers to object of a derived class, thus allowing a single pointer variable to be used as a pointer to objects of a base class and its derived class. Suppose, for example, if B is the base class and D is the derived class from B, then pointer declared as a pointer to B can be also pointed to D. That means pointer pointed to the base class is also pointed to the derived class. Okay. This is a concept, pointer to derived class. So, the key feature of a class inheritance is that a pointer to a derived class is type compatible with a pointer to its base class. So, in this experiment, we will see how to implement the pointer to the derived class. Let's see. The C++ allows base class pointers to point the derived class object. In C++, having the facility that C++ allows the base class pointers to point a derived class objects. Here, base class pointers are used to point the derived class object. We have, here is one base class, then one class is derived from a base class. Then we can write, if we create a pointer of the base class object, then the derived class is also having the pointer to that object. See, base asterisk p1, here base class pointer is created. Then next, in a derived DOBJ, derived class object is DOBJ, then P1 is equals to, that means base class pointer is equals to address of derived class object. That means a base star P2 is equals to new derived. This is a pointer to derived classes. Now, in this experiment, you want to solve the practical related question. There are 3 practical related questions. First question is to find out the output of this code. You execute this particular program and you will get the output. That output should be right here. Then second question is, a pointer to a base class can hold address of what? Okay. First option is only base class object. Second option is only derived class object. Third option is base class object as well as derived class object. And last one is the none of the above. So what is the correct answer? C. Because base class pointer holds the address of both base class as well as derived class. The next, third one question is the which variables stores the memory address of another variable? This is very simple question. What are the options? References, pointer, array, and none of the above. We know that pointer holds the address of another variable. So, answer is B. Okay. You solve these 3 questions in your practical notebook. Then comes in exercise. In exercise, you have 2 questions. there is one program, and in a second question you want to find out the output of this particular program. There are two programs, you want to find out the output. Okay, let's see. I will explain the first program. Write a C++ program. Declare a class polygon having data members width and height. Derive classes rectangle and triangle from the polygon having area as a member function. Then calculate the area of triangle and rectangle using pointer to derived classes. Okay. Here is one class polygon. Polygon is an base class. Okay. What are the derived classes? Rectangle and triangle. Okay. And here we want to find the area of rectangle and area of triangle by using the pointer to derived class concept. Let's see the program. The program. First, we want to create a base class as polygon. Okay, polygon is our base class. Okay, then in that base class, I define two variables of float type, width and height. Then there is one function, get function. By using that get function, I will take the input of height and width. Okay. This is a class definition for polygon. This is an base class. Okay. Now, there are two derived classes. First one is the triangle and second one is the rectangle. Okay. In that triangle class, we want to calculate the area of triangle, and in rectangle class, rectangle is the derived class. In that rectangle class, we want to find out the area of rectangle. Okay. Now, triangle is an derived class of base class polygon. So here derived class is defined. How to derived class is how the derived class is defined? First we want to use class keyword. After that derived class name, colon, then visibility mode, and then base class name. In this way we are deriving a triangle class from the polygon. Okay, in that class we want to define one function area which calculates the area of triangle, and the area of triangle will display. Okay, same way we want to define another one derived class, that is rectangle, from the base class polygon, and also we want to calculate the area of rectangle, and that area of rectangle will display. Now see in the main function. In the main function, first we are creating the objects of a derived classes. First we want to create object of triangle class and their pointer of the triangle class. Okay. Next we want to create the object of another derived class, that is rectangle, and here we are creating a pointer to that particular rectangle class, and by using the pointer variables we are calling the functions defined in a base class. Functions defined in a classes. And after executing this particular program, we will get the output as, first it will display the enter height and width message. Whenever user enters a height and width value, then it will display the area of triangle and area of rectangle. This is your program. Write this particular program in your notebook. See the program. Now, in a exercise, you have a second question. In that second question, you want to find out the output of two programs. Here, two programs are there. we want to find out the output. See the program and write down what output will comes. While you are executing the first program, A program, then you will get the output as pointer of base classes point to n1 is equals to 44 and n1 is equals to 66. This message will displayed for this first program. Then for second program, it will display base class object x is equals to 10, derived object x is equals to 99 and derived object y is equals to 88. Okay. Now complete this experiment number 15 in your notebook. Okay. Thank you.